Warning. The following is a live work of fiction for the purpose of entertainment. Actions of characters do not represent the actors who portray them. Gravehaven occurs in a southern Gothic horror setting and may contain graphic depictions of violence, death, and more. Due to the nature of roleplay, other themes of mature content may occur without warning. Viewer discretion is advised.
Bright light in the dark. Now you're nothing but a spark. No. Hear the call. No. Ravens say. No. They will guide you on the way. No. You will find yourselves astray from the warden's line. No. Heed the ravens call, or the guard will roll. No.
Hello, everybody. We start the 25th of Katir, closer to midnight, as the time has shifted a bit. As we gathered around the cornucopia, Izzy, WYTHE, two newcomers of this wonderful little town of Harvenrest. Izzy, a druid within your own talents. And you sensed within the cornucopia a familiar energy that pulled you to this cornucopia. As you investigated further, you came upon a druid that was hand-woven in this cornucopia. SABRIEL, after spending nights following the maps that Whistler has spent months in trying to figure out the tunneling system from within Gravehaven to Cressedia, reaching as far as Harvenrest, SABRIEL came upon individuals that were withheld under a certain church. SABRIEL then hunted down creature Lucian Harcourt after discovering the illegal druids. Reverend VARKAN, your path crossed with SABRIEL amongst the crowd as you were both negotiating with the Dusk Crest, trying to find a way to settle down the crowd and also figure out what the preacher was up to. Speaking with the Dusk Crest, there was negotiations that were had. Whistler, you invested in a bit of a shady deal with Wren, who is the herbalist in town and runs the Ravenroot Apothecary. SABRIEL and Izzy met within a heated moment, we should say, as the cornucopia had become engulfed in flames. They rescued the druid by the name of M And unfortunately, there were 5 dead bodies within the cornucopia. SABRIEL, to guarantee that these bodies did not perish, pulled them out of this cornucopia. And Izzy left with M to find WYTHE, and you made your way over to the church. Discussions were had with the Dusk Crest, Reverend VARKAN, SABRIEL, and the mayor of Harvenrest. The mayor persuaded the Dusk Crest to not take action against SABRIEL as they were drawing their weapon. For if there are any dead within the Archdiocese of Crusadia, the Dusk Crest, their job is to guarantee that those bodies are taken to Crusadia and they're within the property of Crusadia. But the mayor negotiated with the Dusk Crest and allowed for SABRIEL and Reverend VARKAN to inhabitants of the Gravehaven to take those bodies to their final resting place. And the mayor said that he himself will deal with his preacher and walked away. Whistler, following the orders of Reverend VARKAN, you made your way to the church and found an open doorway on the outside of this underground cellar, which you sent SABRIEL a few nights before to investigate. As Whistler made his way down, you came across 4 frightened individuals. And WYTHE and ISIDORA, you made your way to the top of the cellar. Whistler placing feathers up, grabbing a dagger, and making sure everyone remains quiet as a lantern and steps begin to descend. WYTHE, as you make your way down the steps, your dagger begins to glow.
No.
Yes. And Izzy, as you kind of look up before going down in, you see that the moons in the sky have made their way to reach what you know as the 24th hour of midnight, essentially.
Can I see WYTHE's blade glowing?
That's a good question for WYTHE.
That's a great question. Probably. At this point in time, you would have seen it glow in case we were around specific things. I don't know if you necessarily would have picked up on what it glows around, but you know for the most part it's not great.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. In the times that it has glowed, in the presence and the time that you've been traveling with WYTHE, you know she's gotten very antsy, and you've known that you've had to move immediately.
Mm. Okay, then Izzy's just gonna take out part of her weapon, probably the spear part of it. Hey, we're supposed to be quiet, and your weapon sort of, I don't know, the fantasy equivalent of your check engine light is on. What do we? Is that a problem? What's going on? I mean, I know what's going on, but what's going on?
So you'll see Wythe cover the dagger with her cloak. And she gets out her, she digs out a small thing from her pouch that looks like a little pestle. And you've seen her ground herbs in it before. But then all of a sudden the pestle grows into a staff. Like a short staff. Like a quarter staff. And there's nothing but panic and fear in Wythe's eyes. And she kind of freezes for a minute before looking back at you and going, "Can you go first?"
Yeah. Okay. And she's gonna effectively ready an action to attack whatever's happening after we
Okay.
get into whatever's with her spear.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't have any have anything else to go on.
all right.
Sorry, Randy.
No, it's totally fine. Because my very first action is going to be holding an action to essentially whoever takes that first step into the darkness is getting a dagger to their throat.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so here for it.
Okay. So how do you want us to do this?
I was gonna say Izzy's going.
All right. So Izzy, as you make your way down, you both have a prepared action that will go off at the same time. So
Yes.
so let's just roll attacks. Just roll attacks and see essentially whatever you want to attack with, what AC that will go over.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like just normal weapon attack, right?
Yeah, whatever. If you're using your dagger,
Mhm.
if you're using any weapon, use that.
I will say for
essentially.
clarity, I said spear, it's scimitar.
Oh, good. Okay, so it would be the scimitar versus the dagger,
The
essentially.
dagger. Yeah. So I got a
And-
14 plus 7.
Okay.
So 21. But I'm
Yeah.
not trying to kill this
Yeah.
person.
It would be non-lethal. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 12, so
Okay.
you're good.
So Izzy, as you step down it's quiet out here. It's cold. And as your feet reach the final step, and then both feet are on the ground. In that moment of moving the next foot forward, there's like a flurry of wind, and you feel something cold and sharp on your neck.
If you mean these druids any harm, I swear I will end you right here, right now.
You are so mistaken. Exactly what druids are you assigned to protect? Because you're about to open one.
What? And I let go. Oh no. Reverend VARKAN will be very angry. This is
I'm not a snitch. It seems like we're on the same team.
you said you're a druid too?
Yeah.
So what are you doing in here? I'm trying to
Freeing.
get these people out.
We're freeing the druids.
Oh.
Like I said, I think we're doing the same thing.
Oh. Okay.
I look back and then I'm like little bird wing.
Okay,
Okay.
what's your
Um,
name? And she follows.
Sorry. Whistler. I'm a member of the church with Reverend VARKAN.
Oh,
Izzy!
Oh, wait, I'm not alone. She goes to get WYTHE. Hey, it's fine.
I as soon as I see White like jumped out, I'm like in my little like Raven like ready to attack stance. I'm like,
No, Whistler, WYTHE, Whistler, we're all doing the same thing.
Whistler and Eam.
"Eam."
And Eam,
You see a younger drow girl step down the steps, and through this like darkness as she descends, she still has the manacles on, and tattered clothes, is in the same shape as everyone else. And as Im descends, you see Izzy and WYTHE, 4 other individuals come from behind Whistler. Yes, Whistler.
Does one of them look like him? Does the
Yeah. And as Im descends and the 4 come out, something moves past you, Whistler, as there's an embrace between who you know as Thray and who Izzy knows as Im, and they're just like holding each other. Thank God, you're fine. And then you hear like Im's, I'm so sorry, Thray. I didn't know. It's like, shh, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine now. These fine people are they gonna get us out? Gonna help us.
I would go. There were a lot of people up above ground, so we need to get to another one of these tunnels quickly.
That all 5 individuals now just kind of stare at Whistler. The druids all stare at you. They only know one way out of here.
Mhm. I look at WYTHE and Isidora, and you told me Izzy, right? As your name?
yes.
Yeah. He looks at the both of them and he goes, "Are you two able to fight? I take it you are." And I look down at the scimitar that you were ready to attack with. If push comes to shove, we may need to cause a diversion so that these people can get out. But that's only if it gets bad up there. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm sneaky. I like it. Like that. All right. And I start like trudging up the steps with my little body. Like
Okay. Go ahead and let's make everyone roll stealth checks as we do this. Yeah, and that includes all my other druids. Okay.
Also, quick question. Does my dagger glow brighter towards any particular person down here?
I'm glad you asked.
Oh.
What is the range of your dagger?
That's a dang good question.
And I believe it's 30 feet radius.
Yeah, range is 20 to oh, that's throwing.
Yeah, it has a radius of 30 feet.
Yes.
You're not sure. It hasn't stopped glowing. It is still red. Do with that information what you will. But and as you're moving kind of up the stairs with the group, you're not sure why. You know why the dagger is glowing. You're not sure to whom the dagger is glowing.
Awesome.
So-
Well, WYTHE is on high alert and is sticking as close to Izzy as humanly possible without literally being on top of them. I also rolled a 17 for my stealth check,
Good.
which
Okay.
is unheard of for a wizard. So, a little spooked. A
Good.
little spooked.
Whistler, Izzy, stealth checks?
16.
17.
17. Okay. As the group makes their way up, one of the steps creaks as you all look behind you, and the older half-orc, large tusk, says, "Pardon me, sorry, that's my bad." He as he just kind of like stepped on it wrong. But as the group goes up, Reverend VARKAN, you are there with SABRIEL. The crowd has dwindled. There's not many people around the cornucopia anymore. The cornucopia continues to burn. And people are like watching it, but for the most part, the energy of what could have been a mob has ceased.
And I feel him coming up the stairs.
Where you are, maybe not yet,
All
but
right.
you do see SABRIEL is holding these bodies.
I think at that point I would probably say something to the effect of, SABRIEL, I do think it is important that we intercept our friend, and if we cannot make a swift and inconspicuous exit.
SABRIEL nods.
Yeah.
And looks around as he's holding these bodies. Reverend VARKAN, go ahead and make a history check for me with advantage.
Sorry, I'm having a little trouble. Give me just a second.
No, you're good.
Just gonna refresh my page. It's being weird. Let's try this again. Natural 20 for a 20.
Okay. Oh, great. Oh, natural 20 for what is it altogether?
That would be a 24.
Wow. Yeah. So in this midst of wrapping your head around everything going on around you with Chihuahua, these customs, Bancroft, like it's all a lot, everything going on with the Dusk Crest. And you're looking at SABRIEL with these 5 bodies. And you know that it takes about 8 hours to get from Harvenrest to Gravehaven. You do know that one of the individuals in town who is not Ren, but is Werner Driscoll, who is another person that you get along with. He runs Driscoll Trade Goods. And if you need to haul these bodies, that he could have something that could help with that. It could be a wagon, it could be like a wheelbarrow, it could be something of that nature. But that's you're just like, how am I going to get these 5 bodies? Because as strong as Sabriel is, carrying them for 8 hours to the Gravehaven.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
I am going to I'm going to instruct Sabriel to make himself not necessarily scarce, but maybe find a place to stand that isn't so central, where people could possibly come and bother him. And I'm
Mhm.
going to make a quick run to Driscoll's. I don't think it will necessarily please the people to have Sabriel walking around the town carrying around his bodies. I
Mm.
think that if he just stays put where he is.
Mhm.
And of course, he will be recognizable to Izzy and to Y. So if they come out and they see him, they might head in his direction. So
Okay.
everybody. So I'm trying to get him to go to a place that they will be able to see him fairly clearly, but he will not draw a lot of attention to himself. And Whistler will also know to go to him as well. So
Okay.
they're
So-
running while I go get the wagon.
Okay. You watch as Sabriel wanders over towards you would know the mayor's homestead. So the mayor's homestead is kind of like the centralized location of the town near the cornucopia, that if you or Whistler need to find Sabriel, he's off to a corner of that, off the side of the building, where no one will really pay him a lot of attention. And that is where you can meet up with Sabriel. And as you head over to Driscoll's, you walk up and you see there's a closed sign, and there's darkness inside.
Werner? Werner, are you in?
You hear
Apparently,
you
a
hear his
dog
little
did
dog. Let's go.
dog happened instead.
You hear shuffling from inside,
Sorry.
and no, you're all right. You hear shuffling inside, and after a while, there's some eyes outside kind of the window, and the door unlocks and opens, and there's the bell that kind of goes off, and he closes the door behind you. You see, where's my Bernard Driscoll? There he is. A robust drow, large arms, kind of more of like a brute, kind of. He's kind of built. He's about 6 feet tall, 6'5". Like he's tall up there. As he's kind of staring down on you. Reverend?
Yes, are you all right?
I'm all right. I'm a little shaken up at the moment with
Yes.
everything going on outside. Are you all right? I heard those nasty things Preacher Lucian was saying about you.
I've learned not to pay that man no mind. He doesn't say anything worth listening to.
You can see that he has like a beard a little bit. It's like, oh God, sorry, a little gray beard. That got me, Zach. Okay. Like a grayish beard, and kind of gray hair a little bit. He's older in his years. Oh, well, what can I do for you?
That's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing an oldest Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Turn Idris Elba into an elf, and that's this dude right here.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I was wondering if you might have a wagon that we could either buy or rent for the purposes of transporting the bodies that we retrieved from the cornucopia.
You see him kind of look at you. Uh, Bodies?
There is much for which your preacher has to account. One of which is the sacrifice of druids to your god.
Oh, well, that's not right.
In exchange for those bodies and our and the ability to perform last rites upon them in
Hmm.
accordance with our ways, we are not taking the preacher into custody.
Hmm.
Your mayor will see to him,
Hmm.
but I need your help.
Yeah. Come this way. And you see him kind of go near his counter, open it. He lets you pass through up into his like back room. And there's barrels here, grain, breads, rope. It's very everything that people come in here and need for their daily lives. And you watch him kind of unlatch a door in the back of this. And he steps down outside. And outside there's like a fence. And he has more barrels and everything. But you see he has in his outside, there's like a wheelbarrow, there's kind of a wagon, but he kind of goes up to it and kind of shows it to you. Well, I have wheelbarrows. Usually I need those to get these barrels loaded off, but this is all I have right now. I mean, you need it immediately to right now, or because I should be getting some later in the week.
I think sooner is better, and beggars in this case cannot be choosers.
Well, I'd be careful. There's a bit of a broken wheel. I've been meaning to fix it. But
You know, Sabrina, he's quite strong.
okay. Well, if you can push it, I think I don't.
I think we have a couple of horses. It should be all right.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'll give it to you for a bit of a trade. You're in a dire situation, it would seem. And so, how about you just owe me one?
Now, what exactly is it that you want me to owe? Sidney?
Well, I saw that boy you were talking with. No, not like that. Don't look at me like that. No, he's tall. He's in his years, a lot younger than me. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and it's only my hands since my nephew left, and he's off wanting to go to school and all that, and I didn't want to stop him, so it's just been me here tending trade goods, but if I have a larger shipment, it'd be nice to have some extra hands. If you or the tall fella over there needs some extra work, Actually, he thinks about it for a second. If you ever make your way up to Alnwick, I could do with some trading up in Alnwick. If you want to provide, I'll provide a wagon if you travel up to Alnwick and get some goods for me to sell here.
I think that could be arranged. If you're looking for a hand to help around here, there's this young and very energetic little Minotaur boy that I think would absolutely love having something to do with all that energy.
Oh, you're talking about Cleveland?
I am.
Yeah, Cleveland Rugged Horn. That's his name. If you ever, since you asked, his name is Cleveland Rugged Horn.
Love him. He is charming.
Well, I know he doesn't like being at home too much, so maybe it'll be good to get him. He's a bit young,
He's
but
he's young enough to start an apprenticeship.
hmm.
I think you could train him up to perhaps maybe even one day take things over if he really likes it. I know you never
Make a persuasion check with advantage because
relax him.
you know Cleveland.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Mhm.
Give it- I swear.
Idris Elba.
That is a 23.
Oh yeah. Well, I think I'll do just that. You know. Well, here, take the wagon. I'll talk to Cleveland in the morning.
I mean, he's gonna grow to be real, real big and strong.
Well, I think that's good around here. I think, you know. Are you all right, Reverend?
There are things that I would like to say about what I saw today and what I know about the history of this place. But I would not wish for you to be endangered by my knowledge. If you are truly curious about the practice of the cornucopia and the customs that you engage in here in this time, you're always welcome to come to Gravehaven so that I can explain in a more secure place. But things were not always as they were. And I think there are many things that have been forgotten.
Yeah. Well, I've been questioning my beliefs as of late. And tried to discuss it with the preacher today, in fact, when we were at lunch. But they shut me down pretty quickly. So I think most of the town here just doesn't want to hear it about hearing about change. So
I'm sure it is no secret to you that I've been around for a long time. I've seen more change than most people could even understand.
Well, here, let me help you get this out of here at least. And he'll start to move the wagon. But you see that like one of the wheels is kind of like catching a little bit. But you watch this drow just kind of push the whole wagon out. He opens the gate, closes the gate, and he puts it on the side of the trade goods.
Thank you very much, Vernon. You're always such a help to me.
Yeah. He goes and he puts a barrel in one hand and another barrel, brings them over, puts them inside the wagon. He says, well, if you end up making your way to Alnwick, you can provide some grains over there. I think it will get you some good trading. Bring back whatever you see fit for me.
I will do that. And Reverend VARKAN gives Werner just like a little parting peck on the cheek.
Oh, all right.
And then and then starts to pull the wagon behind them. They're not particularly strong. It's a
Mhm.
struggle. They're pretty frail.
Mhm.
But they do their best. They do their best. Their strength is below average
Mhm.
in every way. You would almost
Yeah.
think that most of their muscle has atrophied due to certain things.
Mhm. As you're pushing it, you watch Werner kind of go back inside Trade Goods, and you see that there's a homestead attached to it, so it's where he works out of and he lives out of. You begin pushing this wagon. Whistler, Izzy, Wythe, as you've made your way to the, are you going, you're going out, correct?
Yeah, out first. I mean, because this doesn't connect as far as I know yet, or does it?
No, you would know this.
Yeah.
Without rolling for it because you made the maps. No. So it does not connect straight to Gravehaven.
Mhm.
So SABRIEL had to go at least 45 minutes out. So it's not like it's completely connected.
Right.
There could be ways to connect them in the future. But SABRIEL was probably about 30 minutes out, walking distance of Gravehaven. And then it was 3 nights later where he ended up in Harvenrest, which is only like an 8-hour journey walking.
Okay.
So they do not connect all together.
But I could potentially use it to get them safely enough away where yeah,
And
that's really
yeah.
all I want to do. I don't
Yeah.
we're not trying to go all the way back to Gravehaven, right?
Yeah,
this one.
there is a way. There's ways that you can go outside of Harvenrest. You can go towards Gravehaven. You can go even further past closer to Crusadia and just skip. There's so many options of where you can take these people if you go underground. If you go up top, there's so many more options because you have all the other directions. So it's honestly, it's up to you on where and how you want to go.
I mean, I'm going to look for the Reverend and therefore probably finds the Sabriel. Is that how? Sabriel. I'm gonna find Sabriel and I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
all right, where's the Reverend? I have the people. Oh, it looks like you have people too.
You see, it's very easy to find Sabriel from where you are at the church underneath. Go and make a perception check for me. Yeah. Everybody make a perception check, actually. Minus Reverend VARKAN as you're pushing this wagon.
I have an 8.
14.
14.
15.
Okay. Izzy, wife, you do notice that there's like candles, what looks like inside the church. Not from where you just came, but up above. So you know that there are some people maybe inside that church right now. That as you are walking like away from it. Whistler, you look up. SABRIEL has, at this point, is carrying like 2-3 bodies right now, one over his shoulder, and then one over the other. He looks down on you, kind of solemn. These bodies are to be taken to Gravehaven. I'm waiting for Reverend VARKAN.
All right. What should we do with the druids? Also, no one told me there were more druids just running around. I would like all the information next time, please. And you, for a second, what you guys have seen, which is him being like, "Oh, I'm tough," blah blah blah. He's not tough. He looks up to SABRIEL and he's like, I just don't like not knowing. That's all.
SABRIEL looks a bit confused at that statement, I would say.
Yeah.
That you kind of pick up on a little bit. That maybe there was more information
then
that he didn't know.
I turn all the way to Izzy and I'm like,
It's not something I advertise. I mean, clearly, you know,
I mean,
this is why. But I didn't know that you were going to be here. I'm glad you're here. We should decide where to take these people.
Yeah. And you see Reverend VARKAN is pushing this wagon off a bit to the corner, and you all see this. You can all describe what you look like. WYTHE and Izzy, they are drow right now, still, I believe.
Oh, right.
So they don't look like how they are supposed to.
I mean, they look exactly how they're supposed to. I'm gonna be more confused when you become your second person.
It's gonna be fun.
It's all fine. Going exactly according to plan. You know how Reverend VARKAN looks? They don't look any different than how they look.
Good. Okay.
They're badass looking. You can't tell what race they are, but you do see, like, beyond their mouth, they appear to have, like, pointed ears.
You see this covered individual pushing this wagon, and all of you kind of, SABRIEL makes eye contact. Well, SABRIEL feels that there is a heavy object being moved and steps that sound like Reverend VARKAN's, and you, Whistler, you watch him kind of turn his head.
I've never understood how you see in that. And then I move my wrist, but then I'm like trying to jump up to like get close, and I'm like,
No,
no,
no, he does not. He does not pay any
I don't
attention.
even make like shoulder. I'm like down by probably.
SABRIEL begins making his way over to this wagon, and hauling these bodies in here.
I'm going to pull Izzy to the side.
Okay. Yeah.
Is my dagger still glowing?
Yes, it is. It
Okay.
has not stopped.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like these people have it under control. And I think it would be a bad idea if we stayed in this town for much longer. So whenever you're ready to move on, let me know. We should
Roll
probably get
credits.
out of Cressedia.
Can I roll to perceive that?
Oh yeah, you're right there.
I mean, VARKAN can understand all of this as well.
Yeah.
They can.
Alright.
All of this is
Yeah. Anyone who would like to try to perceive that conversation?
21.
21.
Oh,
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm observant. I don't think I need to try. I just
Okay.
Okay.
Both of you do hear that conversation as SABRIEL is putting these bodies in here. You do have 5 individuals who are following you still. That
Yeah.
are just scared, that are just like, and you're off to the side of the town, but there are still people kind of walking around.
I will wheel around to WYTHE and Izzy, who think they've been like really sneaky away, and I'll go, my job, you don't know, it doesn't really matter to you, but is to sneak around. If you're trying to leave the city without notice, I would advise that you stay with us.
Whistler's got a point, but also, I mean, the dead are pretty much handled at this point, but we got to make sure that these people get somewhere.
Mhm.
Once that's done, I completely agree. We can fully fuck off, but
Yeah.
I want to make sure that these people end up somewhere safe.
I
first.
need everyone to make perception checks.
Ooh. Oh, no.
Okay.
As
Nat
he is-
20.
Okay, as Izzy is beginning to say these words.
16.
19. Damn, 23.
I think I broke my dice roll curse.
Don't
What did you
say
say?
that. I only got an 11.
11.
Yes, that's right. Sorry, a cat jumped down from behind me. And
Good. Did anyone get above 15? Okay. So, okay. Um,
well, I've got a natural 20.
I did.
oh, okay, good. Okay. So as you're all having this conversation, Sabriel has finished putting these bodies in this wagon. He's placed them delicately, in a way to also kind of hide them, as he's kind of placed something over the bodies in a respectful way. And you all take notice of a Dusk Crest guard who is making their way out of the church. They have not taken notice of you all yet, but they are at least on their way. And you still see the other Dusk Crest guard who is still kind of with that mare right now. So you have the two Dusk Crest that are making their way like this, and you're all kind of like back here.
Question. Can
Yeah.
I argue that since I got a nat 20, I get advantage on any action that I take against these people?
Yes, I would say yeah. If you any actions, if you perceived them, any actions you're willing to hold for something to happen with them, you may do so.
I want to do something like immediately.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Are there flames?
Yeah.
There's candles, right?
There's the cornucopia that is still on fire.
There's a cornucopia that's still on fire. This is perfect. And the cornucopia is away from us, right?
Oh yeah. It's probably about 50 feet away.
Okay, great. Then that's within this range.
Yeah.
So I have control flame.
Yeah.
Is it magical flame?
Yes.
Damn it.
It is a magical flame.
It's this only works on non-magical
Yeah.
flame.
Which you tried to, I believe you tried to do something about this before.
I did.
Yeah.
But
so it's a magical flame.
you said that there were candles inside the church,
Yeah,
correct?
there are candles inside the church.
Perfect. And that's normal flame, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right, great. So I can affect these flames in the following ways, all right? I can instantaneously expand the flame 5 feet in one direction,
Mhm.
provided there's fuel. I can extinguish the flames. I can double or halve the area of bright light and dim light, or
Mhm.
I can cause simple shapes such as the vague form of a creature, an inanimate object, or something.
Cool.
So
It is still raining still.
that's okay. It'll be inside. It's inside the building, right?
Yes, it is inside, and it is still inside the building. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I'm setting the church on fire.
Great. Is that what so your action is to these
Yes.
candles? Great.
Yep. The candles will go.
Okay.
Huh?
You watch them start to catch, looking into the window from afar, the flames on these candles grow up to kind of the wall of the church as they start to engulf the church.
We gotta go.
All right. So who is going So are you taking your horses with them? Are you hitching them up to this wagon? Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll say, Izzy, wife, in the moment of all of this, you dart off, you grab the horses, you hitch them up to the wagon. Sabriel and I believe probably anyone who else wants to help, helps conceal the druids. So the druids are all in the wagon. The bodies are kind of stationed respectfully, with blankets thrown over them. Reverend VARKAN, Whistler, what would you like to do as this is all happening?
I mean, I'm just getting up onto the seat next to Sabriel.
Okay,
Not doesn't seem like there's anything fancy needs doing.
great. Who would like to be in charge of the wagon?
I mean,
Sabriel. Just kidding. What?
I guess I will. I think I
Okay.
have the best perception
Okay,
I think so
and
too.
the best survival. So I
Okay.
think, aside from maybe you, you might have better survival than me, Izzy.
Yeah, I have +4.
mhm,
At +6.
Work.
great.
I wanted to make sure that I checked with the druid before I made ridiculously bold claims.
Stay druid.
Then I will just jump on the shoulder of my
Sorry.
very tall friend.
Okay. And you
'Cause I'm
watch as Reverend VARKAN kind of hitch up the horses, and you begin to leave. Wythe, you watch as this church starts to catch fire, the rain pouring down on it. And those of you who are inside the wagon looking out on this scene, you watch immediately Dusk Crest guards, the mayor running towards the church. There's kind of screaming happening, and you watch a familiar individual running out of his church, Preacher Lucian Harcourt, who is standing there trying to help other individuals with buckets to splash the flames out on the church. Where are you going?
We're going home by probably the most not out of the way path.
Mhm.
We're not going directly there. I think that just in case we are noticed leaving or being followed.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it doesn't make much difference. People know what Gravehaven is, and we haven't made any secret about. Oh, Whistler, well, what's your suggestion?
So don't be mad at me.
Oh.
I've been mapping out all of the underground areas of around here, and I have a way that if we go this way, we can double back around underground after we get these people to safety. So that way it won't be very obvious that we're heading to Gloomhaven. Or not Gloomhaven, Gravehaven.
All right. I don't know why you thought I would be mad about that. Leave
Oh,
it with
because
Whistler.
I've been doing it in secret. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's helping us right now, so I'll be mad about it later if I need to be.
All right. Perfect. And
Make
then
it happen.
I will show them to one of my secret catacomb pathways.
Great. So I'll have so you can choose whether history or survival check for that.
Okay.
And how fast are you going? And are you trying to be stealthy? I know it's a wagon.
Well,
but-
my like I guess what matters to me is that as of right now, we have no reason to suspect anybody would be following us. The
Mhm.
reverend, the preacher is quite
preoccupied.
busy trying to keep his church from burning down. And I would imagine that Dusk Crest aren't going to be looking for any druids until that matter has been taken care of. So I guess we would be in a hurry, but I don't know that it matters for the moment anyway. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
we should be stealthy trying to get to the catacombs, but after we get to where we're going, I don't think we need to worry so much.
We can relax for sure.
Cool.
So I'm gonna roll survival.
Okay.
All right. That's a 17.
17.
Mhm.
Okay. So are you going, if you're going towards Gravehaven,
I would want to go like the opposite direction. So I would be
Opposite.
pointing us to
Great.
look like we're doing that so that then we can
Cool.
head back the opposite way.
So you would be going the east side of Harvenrest, going towards kind of where Bryn's apothecary is, leaving town over that bridge and not the bridge that Izzy and WYTHE came from. Okay. Good. Just making sure like I know exactly where you are. Okay. So you are on this bridge.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's kind of similar to with the rain, and this is not a covered wagon. So you are all kind of being able to be seen. That's also the kind of the issue with this particular wagon is unless you found a cover or something or modified it in some way. Going over the bridge. Luckily, the rain is on your side to where it's pouring. So it's very hard to precisely see individual faces. Whistler. Let me see here. Your maps only go as far as about a 30-minute like ride from where you are currently, and that's as far as you've been able to get. So it doesn't span all over the archdiocese, but you've managed to go in and around Crusadia mostly underground. And you've sprawled it out to mostly going around Gravehaven. Harvenrest was kind of your most recent end of the map. And you've also made it up towards Alnwick a bit, but not reaching Alnwick precisely.
Okay.
Pulling up the map of the archdiocese. Let's see.
I'm excited.
But you okay, yeah. So you do know that about a 30 minutes from where you are currently, you can get there in about 30 minutes. There is a entrance that is almost near the almost hitting the crossroads that go to Ticecroft and Ryefield. But that's as far as you've made it. So you could try hitting that entrance that you have planned for. You've not seen it yourself, but you've planned that there probably is an entrance 30 minutes away. You would have to do with the rain, pulling out, looking at your maps, looking at all of your months of hard work. You're gonna have to try to figure out where precisely this might be.
Okay. All right.
Which will be a lot of history rolls.
Ooh, history. Okay.
Can I help at all with this?
Oh yeah.
Guidance on everybody.
Anybody who wants to help
I
Whistler,
love
if
guidance.
you can roll with advantage. So give me a history check, and then give me an investigation check. I know this sounds kind of strange, but with you being an investigator, it kind of makes sense with
Okay.
how you're.
Go ahead and roll that history check with advantage. So someone help you.
So I have a 16 on history, and then
Mhm.
with the investigation,
Mhm.
that's going to be 17.
And I need Izzy to make
Wait,
stealth check.
plus guidance, right? 17 plus 2.
Yeah.
19, 20.
20.
Dirty
Okay.
20. Something.
What am I making?
A stealth check
Oh,
as
wait,
you
18,
cast
19.
guidance.
Oh,
Spells of
that's-
consequences. That's a 10.
Okay. Looking at where everything connects, you know that probably northwest of where you're heading, if you're going on the east of Harvenrest, and not towards Crusadia, but towards Ticecroft, that there should be an underground entrance that is within, if you keep on the path, there should be one coming up in about 30 minutes. And now pinpointing it on where your underground, all of the guesswork that you're putting in right now, you have a guess of it should be hitting the base of the hills. So it's a hillside underground within
ooh.
inside of the Ianti Peaks, part of the hillside there. So yeah, you could probably get there in about 30 minutes if you are at your steady pace right now.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a D100 for me as well. I know it's no one ever asked to roll these,
No, yeah.
but I need a. This is part of the guesstimation.
All right. That is going to be a 50, actually.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know what that is. That good wow or bad wow?
Okay.
Terrified. Okay.
So as Reverend VARKAN, are you keeping at your pace, or are you keeping at the same pace? Okay. Keeping at the same pace. Getting closer. 10 minutes go by. 20 minutes. 30 minutes. 40 minutes go by. And Whistler, you're starting to look around, like on the edges of the wagon. And you see the hillside of the Ianti Peaks. But with the rain and moving, you're not quite sure precisely where you would be able to find it. You would have to get out and look.
Reverend, I'm pretty sure we need to stop the wagon. The entrance should be somewhere here, but with all this heavy rain, I'm not quite sure that I know where without getting out.
Okay. Reverend VARKAN pulls up the reins on the horses and brings the cart to a stop. they try to find some place, maybe a small copse of trees,
Okay,
So-
yeah, very easy to do here.
and sort of, tuck themselves in there. So the horses have a little bit of cover of the wagon, but also we're not out in plain sight.
Okay.
Reverend, also, I might need to ask for some help.
All right. My help?
Oh, no, my friend. And you see him, I'm going to use my Whispers of the Dead ability
Got it.
to talk to Zebulon, my friend, Zebi.
Okay. And so precisely
Oh.
what is the feature?
Yeah, so it's whenever like once a day, because I'm able to gain a skill proficiency or a lack or a tool proficiency from a ghost, basically giving me some knowledge. I feel like I'm gonna need some help with this survival role, and I can so he's going to talk to the ghost of Zebulon, an old
Okay.
dead kind of friend of his who he's known for years, but who he calls in times of need. So he closes his eyes, and when he opens them, his eyes are a different color as he begins like looking through the veil of death. And he calls out specifically, Zeb, I need you. And please, we need to find this entrance to the tunnel near here. I lack the skill to track it, I think. Any help you can give would be greatly appreciated. And as he's breathing, there's just this like smoke that's coming out of his mouth as he's talking to this figure that you guys right now, all you see is him, his eyes different colored, and that smoke seeping out of his mouth. But Reverend VARKAN has probably seen this before.
You see the figure passing through trees. And the trees here are like willows that have moss hanging all off of them. And so in with the rain and the moss, you see like a ghost figure passing through it and disappearing through various willow trees in a direction. They appear again about 30 feet more away from where they were. And they're kind of standing by what appears to be some sort of stone structure, abandoned stone structure that you see as you're kind of watching this individual. And the ghost figure just keeps walking onto this stone structure. Whistler, you see a homestead that is well built. The trees kind of surround this pathway leading up to this homestead. And you see inside, as you're like seeing of these windows and stuff, you watch as two children, a boy and a girl, are playing. There's a wife like on the porch watching them play. And it's a warm feeling as you're watching your friend interacts with them. and you see the ghost whispers to the wife, and the wife looks at you. Whistler.
Yeah.
And then you come out of it, and through the rain and the willow, you see a foundation of a home, broken windows, and as you go forward of this path that's overgrown, it's not as beautiful as it once was.
As I lead us in that direction, I'd say, just this home belonged to a loving family once. Please treat it with respect as we pass through. And you see, he looks a lot more somber. And what you see also is that he has a feather that like swoops down over one side of his face. And he's just like, he brushes it a little bit, sad for what he saw. He's definitely an emo boy. So.
And then Whistlers, SABRIEL's helping the individuals off of the wagon. The group is kind of following you. Whistler, that your friend, you just hear in your ear as they appear next to you. Run. Izzy, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Yeah. That's a 13.
Good. Okay. You hear off in the distance as the outer crest has found you.
What?
And that's where we are going to take a break.
No!
Damn it. Oh my god.
Crest is on us.
It is. I'll wait till we go for it.
Yeah. So we will come back after a 10-minute break and see what you all do now as you're in the reign of this crestfallen foundation homestead. Welcome back. Whistler, as you come upon this foundation, you see a glimpse of the past family that used to reside here. The pouring rain wipes that vision away as you see the ghostly images of children and a mother on the porch dissipate. And all that's left is a crumbling homestead. Your friend Zeb told you to run and disappeared. And Izzy. And all of you at this point hear a howling nearby. Oh.
I feel like I should apologize in advance.
Why is that?
Well, it's either just a wolf and we're fine, or it is more than just a wolf and we are not fine. And it is my fault. Also, we should make sure that the living druids are okay.
Izzy, how is it your fault?
Well, I wanted to make sure that you guys would be all right making the right choices and things, and might have cast some spells that aren't ideal outside of certain places.
You used your magic?
Just a little bit and a lot in the cornucopia. But it was life or death. I'm sorry. I don't really have an explanation other than I'm sorry.
Reverend Rakan, you hear one of the individuals in the back, the older half-orc with a large tusk, whips his head around. Is that something we gotta be aware of?
I would imagine so. I'm going to need all of you to remain very calm and very quiet. We are going to need to make ourselves difficult to find. So if you would follow SABRIEL and myself, we are going to rendezvous with the rest of our group and see if we cannot get you safely into the tunnels. We're probably going to need to leave the wagon behind, which is not going to make Verna happy, but I don't know that it will help our journey to have it claiming about.
And you see the two sisters kind of,
Is my knowledge of these tunnels that like a wagon could like travel through them, or are they pretty difficult to like traverse?
You've never been inside them.
Okay.
And neither has Whistler.
All right. So I'm just
not sure.
Yeah,
I'm making
assume-
maps. I haven't done it yet.
I am assuming, I'm going to assume then that it is not something that is easily accessible for a large wagon. And unfortunately, we're going to have to abandon it here, I think.
Yeah.
But that being said, the Reverend is going to kind of, as best they can, mark where they left the wagon, so that if it is possible to come back and retrieve it later, they will.
SABRIEL is still there, and he's just motioning, not staring, but motioning in the direction of the bodies that are still
Actually,
there.
I have an idea. SABRIEL, do you think you could figure out the way to Gravehaven on the main road from here?
I don't see why not.
We have dispensation from the Dusk Crest to transport these bodies to Gravehaven. We're not doing anything wrong so long as we're not found with the druids. So what about you go on ahead, take the wagon and the bodies to Gravehaven by the regular roads, and then I will take these people to where it is that Whistler is going to try to help us abscond them.
Okay.
and then we will be
Um,
in Gravehaven.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I will
Actually,
I will do
everybody
that.
will.
I will do that. Perception check, you say?
Oh, everyone.
Here we go. Oh my god. Why won't you just do as I ask?
Here.
My mouse pad absolutely sucks. Do I just keep rolling? Is that what's going on? What's happening here?
Yeah, I'm seeing
16.
a lot.
Okay. Um,
Oh, all right. I see what's happening. It's connected to Roll20 and is rolling in there every time I click it instead of rolling it in
Oh,
D&D.
I see.
I
But
understand.
the very first check was a 20. I'm just gonna
Okay.
keep that one since.
As you're having this conversation, yes, Whistler.
I got a 26.
26.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
rolled. Yeah.
Oh, Wythe.
Work.
I got a 5.
All right, Izzy.
16.
Great.
Well, it was a nat 20, but that's a 26. That's how I got
It was a nat 20?
Yep.
Work.
Holy crap.
As you're having this conversation, Reverend VARKAN with SABRIEL, the older half-orc just keeps staring away, ways away. Well, whatever you're gonna do, you better do it fast. And Whistler,
Mhm.
you take notice of, as you kind of zone in, you can hear heavy pounding coming from the right of you, behind, off the path. You're not sure how many, but you can hear heavy footprints off probably about 60 to 70 feet from you right now. You can see as you look, larger shapes gaining quickly on you. Not necessarily on you, but on the group, on the wagon. Reverend VARKAN, you see as this half-orc jumps off the wagon. And is starting to help the people off. Is this what we're going to do? Who are we going? We're going with you, or we're going with them?
We're going. I'm sorry. Going with you. We're going with them. What do you mean?
So the half-orc druid wants to know: is the druid staying with you, or are they going to try and follow Whistler right now?
Aren't we going to where Whistler is?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
the druids, the bodies are staying with us.
Yeah.
Bodies are staying with SABRIEL. The druids are coming with me.
Okay.
We're going to where Whistler is.
Okay. So he's gonna help people out of the wagon. And before they leave, they all start to run towards the Whistler, towards the group. The druids start to run towards the foundation with you. And the half-orc's the last one to leave. He looks at SABRIEL. He says, well, best of luck to you. And let me do a thing real quick. How long does that take? How long do you take?
Oh.
Shit, he's gonna do it. He's gonna begin casting mending on the wheel.
Someone got it.
Hey!
So he's gonna start to fix that wheel. And he's gonna holler up at SABRIEL. I'm a carpenter by trade. It's not too hard of me to do, but in this situation, we gotta do something fast. So he begins mending. It takes a minute. So you each have a minute to figure out what you're all doing. So you watch Reverend VARKAN and the 4 druids following Reverend VARKAN. 1 druid is staying with SABRIEL, fixing that wheel. Izzy and Wythe Whistler, what are you all doing?
I take my bracer and I grab 2 daggers that slightly glow, and I get ready to launch them at whatever's coming in our direction.
So, question. Do
Yes.
we know where the entrance is now?
No, you haven't found the entrance yet.
We haven't found the entrance yet.
You
Why-
only see the foundation.
Okay, then I will need to find the entrance. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize that. All right.
Do you need assistance? Because my investigation is a +6.
Yes, I would love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Then that's what I will do. I will look for this entrance.
Same here. I will help him in looking for the entrance. Unless,
Okay.
actually, quick question.
Yeah.
How close are they?
They're 60 feet.
They're 60 feet.
What are you talking about? The outer crest?
Yeah.
Is it the outer crest or dawn crest?
The outer crest.
Okay.
The outer
Um,
crest.
Okay.
Not the Dusk Crest. They're all within the same faction of the Dusk Crest.
There's
Um,
crests.
But the outer crest they're also known as the rovers. The roving crest, the rover crest.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Well,
I got a 16 on investigation.
well, I
Okay.
should probably roll that. Nice. Yes. Let's find this, please, for the love of God. For the love of God. It's an 18.
Okay.
You are having a
Um,
good night.
I know.
Cool.
Except for that perception roll, which was a 5. But you know.
No.
Reverend VARKAN, you and the group of 4 have reached Whistler. Whistler is kind of leading, Wythe and Whistler are kind of leading the group through the rain, looking. You've reached it to the foundation. The foundations, there are no walls. They're all crumbled. It is an old kind of ruin, sort of. What was the overall investigation number?
18 plus
18 plus.
16.
16.
Before.
And be the group. Okay. So Whistler, Wythe, looking through. Whistler, you see Zeb appear about 20 feet away from the house. And there's like a direction that they're pointing. That is a crumbled dwelling situation. As you rush over, you're looking through, there's rocks in the way.
I look over at Wythe and I go, I wouldn't suppose you're very strong. And then I hold up my bird wings and I go, I usually I leave the heavy lifting to SABRIEL, but
I might not be strong.
Mhm.
However, this is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Wythe gets out her mortar. Not the
Okay.
pestle, because it's already in her hands as a quarterstaff.
Yeah.
She gets out her mortar. So as you see it, it's just a tiny wooden bowl.
Mhm.
However, it can increase in size to accommodate anything I place inside of it.
Mhm.
So essentially what I can do, I think there's a lot of this is a great item, but let me see if I can actually do this. Nope, never mind. I thought that I could put it under the rocks and it would grow and the rocks maybe would fall into the gigantic mortar, and then I could move it.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm gonna try and do that.
Okay.
Is it?
I'm going
or-
to what?
No, no, no,
unless-
no.
Okay.
I have a backup. Let's see how this goes first.
Okay. I'm going to nudge the mortar, and I'm
Okay.
going to get it next to the rocks. And then I'm going to command the mortar to get bigger, so the rocks fall into the mortar.
Okay.
And then I'm going to command it to grind.
Oh. Okay. Is there a role, or is this is a feature?
This just
happened.
happens.
Okay. It just happened. I
Yep.
love that answer. It
So
just
yeah.
happened.
So primal parts. As an action, you can command the pestle to grind. For the next minute or until you use your action to verbally command it to stop, the pestle moves on its own, grinding the contents of the mortar into a mush or fine powder that's equally useful for, cooking or alchemy.
Great. Whistler, you have reached this. You're not sure what it is. Stone's in the way. Wythe, as you're as you've crumpled these rocks up in your little mortar, you see now that it was kind of caved in on the side of this kind of like a tunnel. And it's a clear path. It's dark. So anybody who does not have dark vision, it'll be hard for you to see. But you have found the entrance. Sabriel, who's not here, but Sabriel, what you see, that all took a minute of you finding it, clearing the path. Are you all running in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Izzy
I'll-
runs
I'll-
in.
I'll stand guard to make sure that
They get
druids,
through?
yeah, everyone gets
Okay.
through.
So Izzy, you run in. Wythe, are you running in with Izzy?
I'm going to stay at the entrance because I've got ranged spells.
Great.
But Izzy should get inside because Izzy druid.
Good.
And we want Izzy to live.
Fair.
Whistler. Okay. And Reverend VARKAN, are you running in?
So Izzy goes in, Reverend VARKAN ushers the other druids, and they kind of cast a look over their shoulder, trying to sense the location of their half-orc friend. And then look to Whistler and say, "There's one more. Make sure he gets in safe."
Got it.
And then they will follow the rest of the druids in.
Wythe, make a perception check for me.
Oh no! Oh man. I forgot about my dagger. No. Okay.
Oh, no.
1 second, please. I didn't roll well. Damn it. It's actually not that bad. It's a 12.
12. Okay. So the Izzy runs in. Following Izzy is Thray. Thray was the one that you found, that Sabriel found. Following Thray, you have Im. They're holding hands. They rush in. You see the male drow, the one that has like the ear cuff, rush in. Okay. Then Wythe, as you're kind of waiting for them all to rush in before you rush in, rushing past you is the tiefling, who has like a soft green sheen, dark hair, like horns that kind of curl up and back a bit. They brush past you. And what was your perception check?
It was a 12? 12.
12. Perfect. They glance at you, but they keep running. And as you follow in, Reverend VARKAN bringing up the rear, Whistler, you see now the drow, the wheels finished.
Mhm.
Sabriel, yeah, to the horses, and they Sabriel begins to rush off with the bodies. And you see this the kind of the gruff older gentleman half-orc running. Okay. And then you see leaping next to him and snarling 2 large wolves as he kind of brushes up back.
Mhm.
And he's going to try to fight them.
Like, can I throw daggers too? Like, I want to try
They're about 80 feet away from you, from the base, because they're near the road.
Mhm.
And you're way back here.
Can I run over there? Like,
You can start
that's
to.
60
Yeah,
feet.
you could
Well,
run.
I think if I run, what is the range on my flying daggers? So I have a bracer of flying daggers, which allows me to like throw daggers and they magically reappear in my bracer. I'm not sure what the distance on that is. It's 20 for close range and probably 60 for full range is what I think it is.
So you could rush up there and you can start throwing daggers at them.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll say you get up there, you rush. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
And now which you have a left and right werewolf.
Mhm.
Which ones would you like to hit?
I am trying to distract them more to get our druid friend not eaten
Great.
immediately.
Right.
I like
go ahead and roll the hit.
I guess one each. Because
One
I have
each?
I have because that would be my bonus action for
Great.
my two-handed weapon fighting. All right.
That sounds
So
great.
for the first one, that's +7 to hit.
Perfect.
Is sorry, that is a 16. It's not gonna be great.
And what kind of damage is the?
So one of them is a +1 magic. Oh, well, they're both magic actually.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the second, I wish this told me what, because I'm not supposed to get my proficient like two. I'm really confused. Sorry.
No, you're right.
It's my first time doing two-handed fighting. I usually only attack once in most games, but I have a second attack as a bonus action. I don't add my ability modifier. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But that's actually better. That's the 19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is magical damage, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me double check just to make sure. But yes, up to 2 magical daggers from the bracer immediately hurl them, and they vanish after hitting, and they return back to the bracer.
Okay. So Whistler, you slide out, sinking into these wolves. At that moment, you watch as this individual, you see this overgrown pathway creep up onto their legs as he has entangled them. And they have to do strength saving throws. That's a natural 1. So you watch one start to lunge out and is pulled back from the ground. And the other one, does make it. So they begin to try to move out of this entangled vines that have crept up onto their paws. And you watch as this man tries to rush through them, as this is a moment of they're trapped, they're confused, I'm gonna make a break for it. So he's going to run through, and he succeeds running through that. And they're going to get some attacks on him as he goes through. So opportunity attacks, and one does hit. The other one was a natural one. And they roll for their. Oh, they have multi-attack. Oh. 2 and a 1. Wow, I'm rolling shit. So they're gonna do 1d8 plus 2 damage. 5 points of damage. So you see, as he rushes through this the overgrown pathway that he's made, the werewolf that's entangled can't seem to get a good bite on him, whereas the other one just breaks right into his shoulder, sinks in, and he's able to bull rush, pop him, and just claw and rush through. And he's gonna use the rest of his movement to get to you. So yeah, so he's now with you. Where are we going? What's happening?
Get to the foundation. I point towards Wythe,
Okay.
who's sort of back there, and then I'm also going to need to get out.
Okay. So he's gonna start making his way over to the foundation where we were. Whistler, you got one entangled werewolf, and you have one who is not, well, is within the entanglement with half movement. So his speed is has faltered. But he's, how far away are you from these werewolves?
How far?
How far do you want to be away from them? Because to throw the daggers had to at least be 60 feet.
Right.
So how close do you want to be?
I mean, I can't do more than, yeah. I think I'm probably about at 60.
60. Okay.
Well, no, because I was 80 before. I can get to 50 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this moment, you watch as this werewolf is snapping at the vines to try to get himself free. The other one is just eyes turn on you and just begins to run towards you. What would you like to do?
I would
Gaining
like to,
on you.
I would like to stealth.
Stealth? You want to disappear? Okay,
wanna
go ahead and roll.
disappear.
Go ahead and roll. Stealth with disadvantage.
Fair.
And
Let me just get another one. All right, 2 die coming at you.
love werewolves.
Okay. That disadvantage got me. You got me, 10. Probably. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12.
Okay. So this werewolf reaches what was supposed to be you and starts snapping, but you're gone. Where would you like to be? There's willow trees, there's foundations.
Yeah, tree. A willow
Tree.
tree.
As you're behind a tree, you hear the werewolf is going to try to smell you out. I have a question for you, Whistler.
Yeah.
The bag that Rin gave you, did you ever open it?
No, I didn't open it, but
Never
I
opened
have
it?
it. I still have it with
You
me.
still have it with you,
Yeah,
but it's closed.
but it is closed. But I mean,
Where did you put the herb that she gave you? Is it on your person? Is it in the bag? Is it in a hand?
it would be probably on my person.
Okay. You watch as this werewolf gets 20 feet from you, 10 feet from you, behind this tree. And is right there. But for some reason, does not seem to be able to sense you. And you hear the snapping as the vines are breaking. And the werewolf, you can hear, is digging themselves out of this entanglement in this ground. And you see to the left of you, where the nose of this werewolf is trying to find you, another one rushes past. And another one. And you seem to be kind of in the middle of this pack as they have begun to rove around. And you watch as the one that is now getting itself out of this entanglement and all the heads turn towards the foundation where everybody ran in. Whistler, what would you like to do? As you see Horace is barely making his way into that tunnel right now while this is all happening, while he's running. What are you doing?
Yeah, one second.
It's got my heart going. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, you got you.
Oh,
So it's
no.
mine. I mean, I don't want to get snapped up by the giant werewolf that's right on the other side of the street. So, I guess. But I don't really have anything I can do. How many are in my immediate vicinity? The one on the other side of the tree, and
Immediate,
Yeah.
the one who's trying to sniff you out,
yeah.
but you watched two
One pass.
rush, and the one behind you is just now clawing out of this entanglement.
Mhm. Okay.
Horace is gonna do something. Horace is gonna start.
Freaking Horace.
That's a long. That's a long casting time.
Yeah, I go to safety, bruh. Go to safety.
Okay, he's gonna try to help you out.
And then I'm like,
Before. Yeah.
all right.
You watch as you're telling Horace to run.
Mhm.
He takes a moment. He stops. And he's watching as 3 of these werewolves are gaining on him.
All right. I'm going to climb the tree. And
You're gonna climb it?
yep,
Okay.
because I told the Reverend I was going to get him inside the building.
Yeah.
He needs to get in the building.
Yeah.
Um,
So he has made his way inside. So he's past the entrance,
okay.
but he's
So then
waiting.
then I did my job.
Yeah, you've done your job. He's
Okay.
not all the way back, but he's
Okay.
turned. He's turned around. He's facing. It seems to be he's waiting for something, as they are gaining. They're gaining on him.
All right. I mean, I need to get over there, and
Yeah.
the best way. I mean, there's one literally
20
on the other
feet
side.
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run. Okay, I'm gonna run.
They're 10 feet now.
Oh, I'm gonna throw a dagger at him.
Okay.
The one
So-
that's right there. Yep.
At the werewolf, at the
Yep.
one that is sniffing at you.
No. Well, how far are the other two from there?
30 to 40 feet.
Let's say 30. I
Okay,
like
30?
the number 30.
30? Okay.
Okay, so yes, I am going to attack twice. The one that's right by me.
Okay.
For the first attack, that is a 13 plus, I believe, 7. Yeah. Dirty 20.
That hits.
And then the second one with my minus for being the second attack.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 13.
Okay. 13
Uh,
points of damage or 13 to hit?
And I'm hidden from this guy.
Yeah,
correct?
you would have stealth.
So on
attacks
one of
on you.
those, yeah. One of those, I get my stuff die, which is, where is it? Sneak attack, 2d6.
Then I think the 13 was to hit, not the damage.
The 13
no,
is
yeah,
to
yeah,
hit.
the
Oh, got
13
it.
was
Okay.
a hit. Sorry,
13 will
sorry.
hit.
Yes. All right. So thank you very much for the help there. 1d4 plus 5. 1d4 plus 5. That's a 4. And that's a 6. So that's 9 plus 6. 15 plus 4
Sneak attack
is,
damage. I love it.
what's the 16 plus 4? That's really? Wait, sorry. 9,
Yeah.
6, 15 plus 4, 19 damage
19.
on one of the attacks. And then for the second, I
Yeah.
don't get sneak attack,
yeah.
but I get 3 plus 4, that's 7 damage on that second attack, and I activate my ability, Wails from the Grave.
Okay.
So I look at the one that's right in front of me that I've just hit twice, and I like instantly turn my eyes across the field 30 feet to the one that's over by the other guy, and they get attacked by necrotic damage. So essentially, essentially what's going to happen is immediately after I dealt that first sneak attack damage, a second creature I saw gets attacked from the ground as like what looks like skeletal arms made of
Super
smoke
cool.
start clawing at it.
Very cool.
Yeah, and that's just 1d6. That's 5 damage against that guy.
Okay.
And I'm in a tree.
And you're in a tree. As you watched the kind of these spirits clawing on this werewolf, there is ringing in your ear as you watch Horace clapping his hands, and all of anybody within 300 feet towards out of him. I need everyone to, except for everyone inside. So I need everyone to make Constitution saving throw. So just Whistler. So Whistler and my werewolves are not you. So anyone who ran inside, this is coming from the opposite direction. So werewolves are going to be, that's a nat 20. So one werewolf saved, failed, saved.
I got a 9 on my con save.
Okay, and you failed. Okay. And we're all going to take 2d8 thunder damage. So Whistler, you take 6 points of thunder damage.
All right.
And we got werewolves taking 8, 9, 10, 7, 9, 6, 4, and they take half as much damage on a successful save. And then the fail, so they all take. Okay. So you watch as Horus casts Thunder Wave, and all of the werewolves stop in their tracks and are pushed back 10 feet from them, 10 feet from the entrance. So they're 20 to 30 feet away from the entrance right now. You're closer to the entrance because you're on a tree. where you kind of were not able. You kind of held on, whereas the other werewolves did not.
Oh, okay.
You watch their claws drag into this mud as they're all pushed back, and Horace looks at you. Just get inside. Let's go.
All right. Ninja flip, jump out, run.
Whistler, you rush past Horace. Horace picks up the pace. The rest of you are inside. You probably have, if you're all running, you probably have about 60, 70 feet on Whistler and Horace behind you. As you all descend deeper into these caverns, your tunnel system, you're not sure exactly where you're going. And those of you without dark vision, you cannot see well in here. Yes, Wythe.
The entrance is still open, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so the wolves are still gonna follow us in here, right?
Maybe.
Can I put a ring of fire around the entrance so no wolves can come in?
I could say yeah. I would say with you running, you could put a ring of fire around the entrance. So Whistler, as you hop through this entrance, as a flame, as you look like an action star with an explosion behind you coming into this tunnel, Horace, holding onto his shoulder, bleeding. As you look behind you, Whistler, you see the werewolves snap towards the fire. They're gonna see if they can get in. They are not that big. They're not large.
I mean, but maybe you'll hurt them as they come.
Yeah.
It's true. They will definitely take damage.
All right. Roll your fire damage.
Okay.
Why?
So I'm using, what am I using? Which one am I using? I'm using I have so many fire spells. I have so many. I'm gonna use Burning Hands.
Okay. What is the radius on Burning Hands?
It's a range of 15 feet in a cone.
You would have
Sniper?
to stay behind. So you would have to be you would have to be 15 feet from the entrance.
Even if the fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Oh, I see that. The fire and inflammable. Yeah, then that should be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
So basically a thin sheet of flames shoots forth from Wythe's fingers,
Mhm.
and each creature that runs into this fire must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And a creature takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half that much on a successful one.
So that's a 7 on 1, a nat 1, 12 plus, you said dex, right? Dex save?
Yeah.
The 13 and a 18.
Okay, the 18 makes it.
So
So they take half damage.
okay. So you watch as Whistler, you watch as they see the flames and they stop, and you see one of the werewolves snarls and bull rushes in.
All right.
And they all start to go in.
Oh,
Right?
So
Right.
so go ahead and roll the fire damage. One of them is gonna go through. The other 3, we're gonna see what happens.
okay. I actually decided to cast it at 2nd level.
That's perfect.
And there goes all my 2nd level spells.
Okay.
So that's 46. So the total is 13 damage.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So you watch as the werewolf that Whistler had daggers in before catches flame. And as he's rushing towards Whistler and Horace as they're running for their lives to the group, you hear a as you hear werewolf burning alive, and the other werewolves that are kind of like roving outside of this fire, watching as one of their brethren has fallen. Yeah, that was good. And you watch as the fur begins to burn, and excruciating pain of this werewolf as you have put fire on a dog.
Ah!
Am I close? Am I still close to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Izzy would, I mean, if you stay with Wythe, you would be close. Reverend VARKAN, you're helping the others out. So you're running with everybody, making sure they're all making it. Izzy, what would you like to do?
Okay. Okay, something died close to Izzy, which means something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
What is the hit dice of the werewolves?
The
Do they
hit
have
die?
hit dice.
Believe it's a D8.
Excellent. Okay.
9d8.
9.
98 is, I mean, that's their hit points. The hit points are 98 plus 18. I'll tell you that right now. So I assume that their hit die would be a D8.
Okay, yes. Then as this wolf is burning to death, you see like a vascular pulse up the arm that's closest to the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of feels like it registers like a full body shiver for her. And she, other than like the half a second it takes to adjust to it, she's already got her arm like on Wythe's shoulder, like, we need to go. We all need to go now. We're going?
Yeah. I would
Good.
imagine that at this point, this is the first time that Izzy has seen Wythe actually use magic.
Mhm.
And this is the first time that Wythe has seen Izzy also use magic and whatever the hell that was. So I think for like the first time, like with Wythe's fingers like smoking from the fire that just left her fingers, just like staring at Izzy and just kind of like seeing them for the first time and going like, yeah, we should go.
Good. Okay, going. Whistler?
Yeah.
We're all going. Good?
Yes.
Horace is booking it. Horace is like, let's get our shit together. Let's go,
Excellent.
people. Let's go.
Let's go. And I'm pushing like snow shovel, pushing my friends through this tunnel.
Wythe, since you're far from Reverend VARKAN right now and the group of 4, your dagger has ceased. Reverend VARKAN, you stop for a moment as you can hear the shouting and the blood-curdling death of a dog behind you. I have to say it like that. I have to. You're not sure where to go as you are taking these people. it kind of splits off in various directions. And you hear, "Let's go, people!" as you hear Horace behind you and the group. Whistler kind of panting with everybody. Wythe, Izzy. Everyone is here together. Sabriel, rendezvous at Gravehaven. As you have to make some choices on where you would like to go. And Wythe, as you reach this group again, your dagger starts to glow. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Gravehaven. Wow.
Mysteries abound.
This was a lot.
We did it.
Wait, quick
Stress.
last question.
Yeah.
It's dark in here,
Yeah, it's very dark.
except now glowing red dagger.
Except for a glowing red dagger.
That's
Good to know.
ominous as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to ask questions about that next time.
But you
I just
you
wanted to
do
make
have
sure.
you have lanterns. There's way to have fire. There's way to see. You know, there's things you can do.
I don't need light. I'm good.
Yeah,
Just vibes. No
Yeah,
like
just vibes. As you're all kind of meeting each other for the first time still. You have yet to actually meet.
Oh my
having that
god.
time.
I mean, yeah, you were
Been a
burning
while, it's been a
druids
while.
alive. You know, we had to put an end to that.
Yeah.
We're a
And
little
now
busy.
Burn werewolves.
Kicking into gear. That's why I was like, let's make sure we make note of this.
Yeah.
That nobody here knows each other's abilities at all.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope.
All you
Ah.
Varkan do is push a cart and run away.
Oh, that's true. I mean, behind the scenes, we've seen Varkan read a bitch for filth.
Right.
But
And also
Yeah.
drop that bitch to the ground.
That's a free action.
That's true.
Reading
Reverend
bitches for filth
Marcon
is-
just kind of murked the preacher for a second. Just with one spell. Yeah.
Oh,
so good.
Wow, this is so much fun. I love this group so much. Y'all are so much fun. Yeah, so let's go around the table, introduce yourselves, talk about projects. We'll start with Aki.
Hi everybody, it's me, Aki. You can find me on Twitter for as long as it survives, and Instagram at mixedgenie in a bottle. MXDINIABOTTTTLE. A lot has changed since our last game. Elon Musk did not own Twitter the last time we were on air.
That's true.
No.
That much has changed.
Yeah.
Since
Last
then, the
game.
world is burning.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was already happening.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it will have already aired when this episode airs, or is airing the day after this episode airs. I think it might be the day after. Wait, hold on. Let me just take a quick look at the calendar to remind myself. Yes, it'll be the week after. On Saturday, I will be starring in a one-shot GM'd by Sam Sterling. It is going to be starring a full cast of male and non-binary
I died.
people, all portraying maid tropes.
Awesome.
I love
You
this.
can imagine that if the first name that came to all of your minds was Tobias McCurry, then congratulations, you
It
won
did.
because he is 100% going to be in this show.
I mean, I wouldn't expect
When
anything
and where
else.
is this happening again?
I don't have the details because I just said yes to the project, but I
Got
do
it.
know it's happening on Saturday, December 3rd. So just watch my socials, and you
it.
will you will
This is great.
yeah.
This is
but
great. I love this. I love
It-
everything about that.
It's gonna be
It's
a lot of
also for charity.
Woo!
Yeah.
Charity.
fun.
Woo.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. To our dagger waving werewolf hunter whistler. Hey, Randy.
Werewolf Hunter. No, that was called Survival. It was I am small burp, and I don't want to die.
A bird of prey.
Bird of prey.
Where'd I have to be?
Nice.
So Hey everybody, I'm Randy Alvarenga. You can follow me also on Twitter for now. Maybe I'll do something else. Maybe I won't because
Tumblr.
I
Tumblr.
don't like social media very much, but I might. But right now you can find me at Twitter at Roller Raja. That's ROLLER RAJ. I need to learn all the signs. But some of the projects I'm working on, I'm going to be shooting Harbinger season 3, Hell on Earth. It is.
Yes.
We just had we're shooting that in LA in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited to be back
Very
down there with all my friends. But also we just made characters and it's gonna be an exciting season. That's all I gotta say. And then I'm also doing a game over on Band of Badgers channel, the Alien RPG. We're running a thing there. I'm trying to get the date, but I really am super pumped about this, which is why I want to make sure that I say it right. But I have a game coming up very soon for Vampire the Masquerade. It's my first time playing Vampire with a group of all Latinos for charity.
Very cool.
Which is going to be really awesome. Wait, here it is. It is December 2nd at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Cool.
So for those of us on the West Coast, a little early for a game, but
I
it's
think that's
got
when
me
this episode
like
airs.
Oh, well,
Tonight.
you can also watch that later because it'll be on VOD, but it's
That's cool.
it's for Starlight Children's Foundation where we'll be raising some money.
Love that.
Yeah, and so that's super exciting. Just some people who are there, you know, Robo Goblin, Friday of Friday Tea, who I just realized is a Latina who also makes tea here in Seattle. Small world.
Huh.
Very
There
cool.
you go. But yeah, come check it out, find out more.
Yeah. To our other dagger welding individual with secrets, Sidney.
Secrets. Hello. So many secrets, so little time. My name is Sidney Rubino. You can find me all over the internet at Sidney Rubino. That's Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitter, hopefully. When I'm not here with these amazing people, of course, like Randy and Wes, who is not here tonight, I am on a show on Nat 20 Productions official channel called Edge of Legend. Edge of Legend streams every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a great long-running campaign, a lot of love, a lot of good friends, a lot of good laughs. So if you like Pathfinder 2nd Edition and you like long-running campaigns with friends who just crack jokes all the time and sometimes cry together, check us out. Also, check out Nat 20 Productions in general because we like to do charity shows. We shoot for one every quarter. And well, you might see lots of familiar faces from this channel on our channel because we're all friends with everybody here. So just check us out. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whee.
If you're also a Tobias McCurry fan, check out Edge of Legend.
Check
where
out Edge of
he's,
Legend. Yes. Do you
he's
like
quite
Tobias McCurry?
If you like
Sometimes
Tobias
he's on.
McCurry, yeah, he's there.
Yes.
He was on it last week, so maybe he'll be
Yeah.
on it this week. So
I think
or
so. Yeah, I think he is. At least for like a while.
Yeah.
You never know. He's always so busy.
I love Tobias. To our druid of the group. Oh my goodness. Zach, what's going on?
I am Zach. You can find me anywhere people look for things at Zach the Drac. ZAKTHEDRAK. I'm also at Mayday Roleplay, where we're playing Vegas by Night. A bunch of vampires make bad decisions in Vegas. We also have another show that we do where we all pretend to be government agents making bad decisions in mostly Michigan, but sometimes other places. And I've got a couple of other exciting things. I don't know. Just be on YouTube. You might see me somewhere nice.
More secret.
Can't say it yet, but
Oh
just
my gosh.
keep your peepers open.
I'm so excited. Look at all these cool people doing cool shit. I love all of you.
what about you, Finn? What cool stuff are you?
Yeah.
Me? What? Okay. Hi everybody, I'm Finn Pierson. I am the Dungeon Master, World Builder, Creator, Creative Director, all of it for Gravehaven over on Q Times, where you're watching it right now. Yeah, you can find me all over the internet at Finn R. Pierson, Twitter, on Instagram.
Realistically, when this episode airs, we don't know.
We don't even know, but I have a website. So check out the website. I'm also an illustrator. I do cartography and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, projects that I'm working on. So big project that I'm working on is OscuroMythos, OSCURO Mythos, MYTHOS. That is kind of my baby at the moment. That is where I'm putting in like Gravehaven and some other shows and stuff that I'm going to start working on. Cool thing about OscuroMythos is it's all set within kind of the same universe. It's all set within the same world. So if you like things that, if you like things that kind of tie in together, give us a follow. You can also check out the VODs of Gravehaven. They are usually up on Tuesdays on OscuroMythos and Q Times, so you can watch them there either way. You can also catch OscuroMythos on TikTok, to where I've been kind of posting. Yeah, TikTok. Where I kind of been posting, making little snippets of the show. Yeah, projects that I'm working on. So, I just finished the first season of Leverage Los Angeles over on Open Circuit Studios. We'll have season 2 coming out hopefully next year, early next year. But I loved that show with every fiber of my being. I loved being a part of it. It was so much fun. I finished my interview with Trevor, who was our dungeon master, and you can check out my interview, which I believe is live now, and some other interviews where we did a cast talk back on the individual characters. So if you're interested on kind of how my character's thoughts were throughout the season, go check out my interview because it's spicy. I'm also doing Blade Runner the first Sunday of every month over on Cybernation Uncensored. So our next one, I believe, is coming up in December. So definitely check out that. And then we're finally starting to get more information about Whispered Academy with Dungeon Master Cynthia Marie. And we have Ryan Omega, Utahime, bunch of people that I'm just really excited that I get to play with. So you can definitely check out that when it starts coming out. Follow me on social media when I find out when and where and how to watch the show. But yeah, that's me. That's all I'm doing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to my cast and my crew for being a part of this show. I know I say this every episode. I'm gonna continue to say it every episode. This is like 2 years of my hard love being given to all of you. So I thoroughly appreciate all of you being a part of it along with me. I love y'all. Have a good night.